Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Sunday afternoon forecast, and we're going to be expecting some very summertime-like storms today. It felt like summer earlier on today, and it is going to really look like summer here across central Florida through the next couple of hours. So popping on here to kind of get ahead of a couple of things and kind of do a breakdown before things really get a little bit more on the crazy side. So we're expecting all of these storms that you can see on the radar right now to continue to make their way northward, and some of them can pack a little bit of a punch. Like right now, what we're seeing, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Brevard County. This is southern Brevard County, Grant Valcaria. This is kind of including you, Palm Bay, Malabar. This is also south of Melbourne. So Melbourne southward and also just to the northeast of Mico. This is where we're going to be seeing this severe thunderstorm warning. National Weather Service did call this for the possibility of hail as well as over 50-mile-per-hour winds, which does classify for a severe thunderstorm warning. So with that, this is kind of what we're seeing out there right now. Also just very, very, very frequent lightning. That is the other part of this, that we are just seeing incredible lightning coming from this storm. So taking a look just within the past couple minutes, this storm has just really picked up that strength, and we can also see a lot of others starting to do the same as well. So again, if you're in the Palm Bay, Grant Valcaria area, severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 3:45. So we have about 8 minutes left in that. But there are a lot of other storms popping up. So we can see a storm just moving into Polk County / Osceola County. More storms making their way up across Polk County. We can see another cluster of storms that's going to be making their way into Sumter County very soon. And then another little small storm just moving into Titusville. And I am not seeing any rain on our Titusville camera right now, so we'll take a look at that in a second. But really wanted to hop on here to kind of get ahead of all the craziness and be on kind of just as a preemptive because things are going to get pretty busy pretty quick. Very typical of a summer afternoon here across Florida. Not only, we have a couple of things at play, we'll talk about that in a second. But again, really just focusing in on the reason why we popped on here in the first place, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern Brevard County. This is south of Melbourne, Palm Bay, Malabar, Grant Valcaria area. This is also the Malabar Air Base as well, Malabar Annex. And this does not include the beaches. So Evans Pines, Melbourne Shores, this is more inland. So if we do turn off the lightning, just to take a look at this, that is a little concerning. Let's check the hail. Okay, it does look like we're getting hail. Not totally sure how big it is yet. Let me do a quick check with our National Weather Service office, see if they're reporting anything. Okay, so they could be seeing upwards of 3/4 inch of hail within this storm. This is right along I-95 where we're seeing this right now. So this is Weber Quarry Road, kind of in between. But yeah, quite literally following right up I-95 is what we're watching right now. There's getting reports of about 1 inch of hail of the severe warning storm. So they're going to be extending this severe thunderstorm warning, taking a look ahead. So actually it's coming in right now, so we'll actually be right on for this. So new thunderstorm warning, this one's going to expire, the one that's for Grant Valcaria, the first one that we were looking at. So this second one, this is going to continue to include Palm Bay and Melbourne. This is not quite up to Satellite Beach, but it does include parts of Indian Harbor Beach. So we can see right here, new thunderstorm warning in effect. And again, there was the possibility of about inch of hail, or inch-sized hail, which is about ping pong ball sized. And so that's one of the reasons why we are continuing this severe thunderstorm warning. So if you are just joining us, we are keeping an eye on this severe thunderstorm warning right here in southern Brevard County to kind of zoom out to give you the best idea of where we're at. Here's Grant Valcaria, Palm Bay, Melbourne, and Indian Harbor Beach. You guys are kind of right in the line of this storm, because as we do track this storm, this is going to be heading right up towards Melbourne and Melbourne Beach shores. So this is moving pretty quick. This is moving at 18 miles per hour. So this is going to be continuing to kind of move up towards Palm Bay as we head into the next half hour. So let's do a little bit of a reset. This storm moving towards the northeast at 18, 19 miles per hour. So Palm Bay, you're probably going to be seeing this at about 3:57. Melbourne Beach, about 4 o'clock. Melbourne, about 4:07. Melbourne Square Mall, going to be about seeing that at 4:08. And then India Atlantic, seeing that at about 4:09. So that's kind of when we're expecting this thunderstorm to continue to move northward. So from here, again, this thunderstorm warning issued not only because of the winds, but also because of the hail as well. So let's do a quick check. This is a tool that we normally use when we're taking a look at the rotation of thunderstorms, possibly looking towards the chance of tornadoes. But this is also a really good tool to figure out how fast the wind gusts are. So we can see right here, 54-mile-per-hour winds right now near Malabar. That is easily enough to take down loose tree limbs, easily enough to take down maybe even some power lines. So that's something that we're keeping an eye on for sure. And any wind damage that you see, we would love to see those as well. And if you're seeing any storm damages, please write in the comments. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. I'm right now switching back and forth. So we will read those. And I just saw someone write in on our YouTube page, Paris, Texas, you are going to be getting some thunderstorms today as well. So hopefully everyone stays safe there. So getting back to this, because again, we haven't really talked about the new severe thunderstorm warning that has been in effect yet. But 54-mile-per-hour winds, that's radar indicated. So it probably could be a little bit more. So then also taking a look, here's the reflectivity. So we are seeing the possibility of some very, very heavy rain and some hail. You can see that black in here, right in the core of the storm. And so taking a look, here is our hail. So seeing hail, Weber Road, up I-95. Actually, let us take a quick look. I'm going to switch computers real quick on my end, see if I can see any traffic cameras right along I-95. So bear with me here, folks. This is like Palm Bay area. Yeah, right here. Let me see if I can show any cameras. Okay, so where we're seeing the storm right now, very, very heavy traffic. Let's see if I can get a view of what's happening there live. Sorry, folks, bear with me for just 1 second. Trying to find a traffic camera that might be able to show the storm that we're looking at. But it looks like not a whole lot of... Aha! Okay, hold on. Okay, that's 195. Let's take a look at this guy. I'm seeing the very heavy rain, but I'm not seeing the hail to go along with it. Let me try 170. Okay, that's 168. We'll turn off 168.1 for a second. Okay, now that I'm kind of getting my bearings on this side, bear with me for 1 second, folks. I'm going to do a quick switch of the camera that I'm looking at. This is all live forecasting, folks, so usually it kind of takes a lot of time and a lot of moving around. But to show you the latest, this is what has to happen. So, I think that's the right password. Oh, let's go. Okay, so check this out. So I'm switching over to our traffic camera right now. so you can kind of take a look of what I'm looking at. And this is our Facebook page. This is my computer. There we go. We'll see if this works. So if this does, we'll take a look at where we're going to be seeing the rest of the rain coming up in a bit. But let's see if I can take this computer up. Hey, there we go. Okay, so just as a reference, this storm right now moving up I-95 in Brevard County. So I'm actually in our traffic camera right now. So you can see heavy rain. This is mile marker 167. So this is moving Grant. This is also moving up towards Malabar. So we're kind of behind the storm on this one, but still seeing the rain. Doesn't look like 171 is working. So let me turn this one off. And probably the storm kind of making its way up towards Palm Bay at this point. Okay, I'm taking a look towards Babcock Street and Malabar Road. Let's see if I can try to find anything there. Oops. But yeah, for folks that are just joining us, we're keeping an eye on a severe thunderstorm warning in southern Brevard County. Traffic slowing down quite a bit ahead of this storm, and National Weather Service was getting reports of about inch-sized hail, which, to kind of put that into size reference, it's about the size of a small ping pong ball or marble. That's probably a little bit of a better better reference of that. 174. Some of our cameras are a little out of date, so trying to find the cameras that are ready and have a live view of this storm. But yeah, as I'm kind of like looking around here, traffic moving really, really slow. Here's 167. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, I can't tell what this is. But whoa, you can see the lightning in that. Yeah, take a look at this. We are right now looking at Babcock Street in Brevard County. So this is kind of Palm Bay area. I'm going to get rid of this 167. 167.3, thank you. Yeah, if anyone's in this area, definitely let us know. This is just by Palm Bay. I'm seeing the really heavy rain, but I'm trying... Oh, that looked like it just bounced. So we could be seeing hail. Taking a look ahead at our traffic camera. It's tough to tell just because of the resolution of the camera, but I can't tell if this is just water hitting the camera or if it's hail from this storm. But you can just see how heavy that rain is falling there. Again, Palm Bay. So here's Palm Bay. Here's the camera that we're looking at. This is on Babcock Street, kind of riding parallel to I-95. So I can't necessarily tell if this is, it looks like it's just water, but there probably could be some hail here. So again, this is County Road 516 at State Road 507, which again, this is North Babcock Street for locals. So yeah, really, really heavy rain. And I wonder if our brand new grills camera is working on this one. And Cheryl, I see your comment here on Facebook. We'll definitely take a look at Merritt Island in 1 second. So, let me switch back to my camera. And let me switch back to my computer just to take another look at this storm. But if you're just joining us here, we are tracking a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for southern Brevard County. Here we can see the possibility of some hail associated with that. That's one of the reasons why we saw the potential for this severe thunderstorm warning and why National Weather Service Melbourne flagged this in the first place. We are also seeing a lot of lightning. Take a look at this lightning count. It is huge just for this one storm. And then backing up even more, we're seeing not only a storm over here in Melbourne, but we're seeing more storms here across Spring Hill, moving up to Sumter County. Wouldn't be surprised if Claremont, yeah, there we go. Claremont's starting to see some rain as well. Haines City is seeing that rain, and this is going to roll right over I-4. And just to track these storms real quick, and then we'll get back to this severe thunderstorm warning. This storm that's over by Kissimmee, Berlinda, I saw you on our YouTube page. Kissimmee's probably going to be seeing that rain in a little bit. This is going to turn into a pretty nasty thunderstorm probably in a little while. But yeah, this is moving northward, and I wouldn't be surprised if this hit the theme parks with the way that it's going. Probably will nick, I would say, Magic Kingdom and Epcot if my geography is right. Yeah, okay. Magic Kingdom might be okay. But Epcot, Disney Springs, even up towards Dr. Phillips, heading towards Universal. So if anyone's watching from the theme parks, you're probably going to be seeing this in a little bit. Bushnell, all of these storms over here, these are going to be moving northward. So here's another, taking a look at our trackers. These storms are just starting to kind of pick up, so they're slowly going to be moving north towards Bushnell, I would say within the next 45 minutes or so. Titusville, we're starting to see that storm pick up, but we have a lot to go. We have all of this moisture that's going to be dragging up into Orlando as we head through now till probably like 6, 7 o'clock is when probably the worst is going to be, and then slowly starting to taper off from there. So, let's get back to our severe thunderstorm warning again. This is really close to the Melbourne radar, so might take a look at a couple of other radars just because it is so close. But if you're just joining us, we have about 9-10 minutes left in our severe thunderstorm warning for southern Brevard County. So lots of lightning with this storm, continuing to even pick up those lightning strikes a little bit more. Reason why I bring up the lightning strikes for sure is because lightning, when you see a lot of lightning happening within a storm, something's happening within it, whether it's hail, whether it's the storm is getting stronger. Lightning can tell a lot. So the more lightning, usually there's something happening within the storm. So to kind of clean things up a little bit, let's take off the lightning strikes. Let's do a quick check of hail again. Doesn't look like there was a scan of hail, but again, I brought up that this is really close to the Melbourne radar, so the radar just might not be hitting that hail. So we'll take a look at that in a second just because of how close this storm is. But I did see Cheryl saying, can I take a look at Merritt Island? Yes, so that's Melbourne Causeway. Where am I? Okay, here. There we go. Okay, so we got a little bit more to go before this storm starts to make its way across Merritt Island. So Merritt Island right here. And this storm probably will start to make its way offshore. So Cheryl, I'm not super confident on this, but taking a look of just where this storm is now, we'll see it kind of move up towards Cape Canaveral. So it might nix you just a little bit on the east side, but we're going to be seeing much more of that rain make its way off the coast through the rest of the evening. So you will be seeing rain, probably not just from this storm. So just a heads up from there. Keep your questions, comments coming in Facebook page. I'm taking a look at our YouTube page right now, saying, okay, we also got a freeze warning. This is from one of our friends that is watching in Paris, Texas. Yes, so the frontal boundary that's moving through Texas right now has frigid air coming in from behind it, and we're going to be dropping our temperatures down into the 40s, taking a look Tuesday morning for here in Florida. Oh, geez. Yeah, power lines down in Paris, Texas. It's going to be yeah, we're going to be seeing some nasty weather across Texas tonight. We're going to be seeing that weather here in Florida, not as severe, but we're going to be seeing some pretty strong storms coming in from where that frontal boundary is right now in Texas. Taking a look, again, just kind of skimming through our comments right here. Michael Oven saying that they got a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust in Whittingdale. Seeing people just writing in and saying hello. Hello from Northern Indiana. Moved from Florida due to my mother's wishes to Northern Indiana. Yeah, very typical of a summertime afternoon here, Taz. 67 degrees feels like, yes, 54. Those wind gusts are really going to be seeing, picking things up. And Michael's saying there's a storm coming up from Fellsmere. Right now, very, very dark winds. Yes, thank you guys for your storm reports. Definitely keep them coming. And it does look like National Weather Service is going to be extending their severe thunderstorm warning for this storm. I just saw the new polygon pop up. Okay, so they are continuing this severe thunderstorm warning as it continues to make its way up. We'll take a look at the tracking of that in a second, because again, Cheryl, watching you in Merritt Island on our Facebook page. And this is being more issued for the wind as opposed to the hail right now. They're clocking in 60-mile-per-hour radar estimated winds with this storm. So backing up just real quick, just to make sure I'm not missing anything on my end with everybody else, because I did see someone write in, are we going to be seeing anything in northern Osceola County? Yes, we're seeing all of these storms slowly making their way northward, so we're all going to be getting rain at some point. It's more just when. So southern Brevard right now seeing it currently. We're going to be seeing these storms continuing to make their way up towards Celebration as we head through the rest of the evening and into the overnight tonight. I'm moving to Tampa next week. Never been there. Stay from storm surge. John, writing in on Facebook, are you moving directly to Tampa, or are you moving in like a suburb further inland? Because I have family in Riverview, and they really like it there. Kind of getting back on track a little bit more. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Brevard County. So we were tracking this section of the storm right here. It's continuing to move northward. And with the severe thunderstorm warning, this is in effect until 4:45. So we're watching this right now. And again, I'm going to turn off our lightning strikes. Yeah, this looks like it's directly over our Melbourne radar, but real quick, let's do a quick analysis of this. Wind gust right now is really gusty, 38, 47. Okay, so anywhere between 30 and 50 mile per hour gusts with the storm currently. And I do want to take a look if I can find it quick. Aha, okay, so this is our brand new Melbourne camera. This is from our Grills Riverside camera, and look at that cloud. This is a shelf cloud, so this is ahead of a thunderstorm, and you can just see that darkness just moving over, and you can also just see the wind really starting to move over the water as well. Not sure exactly where this is in Melbourne. I know it's on the inside of the Banana River, or in the St. Johns River, so not exactly sure where it is along there, but if you know, definitely let us know. But yeah, dark clouds now moving in across Melbourne and where we're sitting right here with our Riverside camera. All right, let's get back to our radar. I'm gonna take this out just for a little while. Okay, so kind of getting back into it. Again, if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Sunday at 4:45 p.m. I saw someone write in from Palm Bay. Yeah, here we go. Miranda Mills Cobble writing in on Facebook. Let us know where, if you've been seeing the rain, because I just saw that you were writing in from Palm Bay. Mark Hurd, thank you so much for that. So that last camera was looking east-southeast of Pine Dick Causeway. I knew the bridge, I just exactly wasn't sure where it was really lining up. So thank you for that, much appreciated. Let me take back in on our YouTube page. Sorry about that, kind of ignoring here a little bit more accidentally. So with these storms right now, gusty winds now moving in across Cocoa Beach. You're probably starting to see those really gusty winds. South Patrick Shores, yes, you are really seeing those gusty winds. And it's a little tough to kind of see with this storm, so let me kind of backtrack just a little bit. I think Miami would be the next closest radar. Let's give this a shot. Hold on. This is probably not going to do anything for us, but still worth it. Okay, so what I basically just did, just to kind of let you guys in on a little bit of the forecasting troubles that we're looking at right now. So when a storm is moving towards a radar, if it gets too close, it's only seeing a certain level of the storm. It's not getting the whole big picture. So I tried looking at it from our Tampa radar, because we have a Tampa radar, a Jacksonville radar that's all the way up here, Tallahassee, and then we also have a Miami radar. That one I think was too far south, but I think Tampa right now is way too far west in order to get a good look at this storm. So we'll circle back, taking a look ahead to here, but we will take a look at the Futurecast. Excuse me, coming up in just a moment. I think I'm starting to get the hiccups, which is not great timing whatsoever. And then I do want to take a look at our Spring Hill, Sumter County storm that's kind of bubbling up here, because I did see someone writing in saying that they had they were in Citrus County. So Citrus County, you're probably going to be expecting these storms to make their way northward. Excuse me one second, folks. I'm just going to go grab a drink real quick. As busy as I know as it is going to be this afternoon, my goodness, my allergies have been so bad. So I am okay with this rain moving in, but the wind, not so much, because yeah, I know that wind can definitely cause some problems, especially with power outages. All right, so let's get back in gear. Looking like heavy rain falling in Melbourne right now. Futurecast, let's kind of get to that. I was like, I knew I popped in here for a reason. Okay, so this isn't doing a horrible job taking a look at the current radar, but it definitely could be doing better. So again, not bad. I might switch to our HER model. Again, kind of just, you're getting the full curtain pulled back on the forecasting methods. So there are a whole bunch of different types of models that we look at, and the best way in order to forecast, especially the storms that we're seeing out there right now, is to take a look at all the models and kind of just figure out which ones look the best to the current radar. And it does not seem to be any of these right now. Hold on. Local time. Da-da-da. Alright, these are all in the latest. Okay, hers not doing horrible. Honestly, I think our Fox model might be doing the best right now. Okay, I'm going to show you this first, because as we're heading into the next hour or so, things are really going to be picking up. So before I get any further... Yeah, okay. So this is what's going to be happening within the next hour. So we have our storms out there right now. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Melbourne up to Cocoa Beach within the next 45 minutes or so. And so taking a look ahead to the next hour, we're going to see a lot of these storms continue to pick up strength. All of these storms are going to be releasing some sort of boundary, which is going to create more lift, and that is what's going to be leading to even more thunderstorms to get fired off. So lots of widespread storms coming up as we head through the later on of tonight. So here's what's happening within the next half hour, 45 minutes or so, because this is when we're going to be seeing a lot of that storm pickup, and the majority of these storms going to be moving up I-75 to the northeast. So all of these storms are going to be moving kind of this way. So north, but ever so slightly just off to the east. So again, here's just the next hour. Storm's going to continue to follow up towards Orlando, most likely within the next half hour, 45 minutes. Widespread storms continuing to follow up towards Titusville. That's the severe thunderstorm warning that we're watching now. All of these storms continuing to ride up towards Deltona, Daytona. Probably by 5 o'clock we could be seeing that. So that's kind of the latest there. And we're going to continue to see those storms pick up a little bit more. Let's see if I can get this to play the next 4 hours. It might only be the next hour. Yeah, okay. So we have until at least 6:30, which is when we're most likely going to be seeing the most widespread storms as they just pick up from the heat of the day. So that's kind of what's happening within the next hour. Let's take a look at what's happening through the rest of the overnight tonight. I liked how our Fox model looked compared to what we're seeing right now. Not exact, but not too bad either. So all these storms going to continue to make their way up towards the northeast, like what we were talking about, continuing to make their way offshore. In here, 7:30, still seeing those widespread showers continuing. And then once we head into about 9:30, things will start to quiet down, going to be turning into more of those scattered showers as we head into about 11:30. But we're not done there. So we see the first round of severe weather finally finish off tonight. But then zooming through, and again, my friend who's watching from Paris, Texas on YouTube, this is the frontal boundary that's rolling through you right now. This is what's going to be impacting us tomorrow. But I do want to just stay focused on what we're looking at for tonight first and foremost, because that's what's actively happening out there right now. So to do a little bit of a reset, Ocala, I just saw someone write in from Ocala, Amanda. Yeah, I think this is the shower that you're seeing right now. Yeah, a sun showering going on in the southwest. So yeah, you're probably looking at these guys right here. So couple of showers up in Ocala right now. And again, if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:45 on Sunday. We're seeing those storms continuing to make their way northward towards Leesburg, the villages, with this storm that's over here by Dade City and Spring Hill. More of these thunderstorms continuing to make their way up towards Lake Buena Vista, Disney property, heading up towards Orlando. And then this cluster of storms right now, right by Avon Park and Sebring, this is what's going to basically follow directly north up into Orlando. So if you didn't just get that, all of these storms slowly making this northeast track as we head through the rest of the evening. So, and I think on our roof right now, yeah, so this is what I'm hearing. I just heard a couple raindrops on the roof. I think I rolled my car windows up. Well, check that in a second. So Sanford, we're right here. We're seeing the storm, this little bitty shower right here on our roof right now. But I do want to do a quick check-in and a reset on our severe thunderstorm warning that we're seeing out there right now. But I also do want to take a look at our Melbourne camera. Whoa, it is dark out there. You can just see that heavy rain. Oh, excuse me. So, for those of you who are watching a little bit earlier on, we could see a bridge back here. The rain is so heavy that we can't even see that out there right now. So, yeah, that's going to be bringing in much more of those storms. Titusville did have a little bit of a shower earlier on. Doesn't look like they're seeing anything yet. But Melbourne, whoo! Yeah, that's a heavy storm that's happening there. So let's take another look there. And thank you, Grills Riverside, for letting us hop in on that camera. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any hail with this storm yet. It's mainly just the wind. So let me do one last check of our storms out there right now. Again, 1 inch hail. That's crazy. I'm going to see if they have any photos of this before. Okay, so latest report from National Weather Service, because quite literally they just got out of this storm. Here's the radar. Yeah, right here, because you can see the 2 runways of the airport. That's where their office is. They said that they had about a 50 to 55 mile per hour gust. The severe thunderstorm warning is going to continue, and the hail size has gone down. There was a report of a 1.5 inch sized hail, so that's about the size of a ping pong ball. It was quarter sized and then it went up to a ping pong ball size, and then continued to actually get smaller as it continues north towards Cocoa Beach. Wow, that's crazy. And again, this is kind of the war that we have to fight when it comes to looking at severe weather. And actually, I'm going to switch over to our Fox radar for this one. I'm surprised I didn't think of this earlier. Because again, when we have to kind of switch around radars every once in a while. So when a storm gets too close to a radar, we have to change up the angles a little bit because we want to get the whole view of this storm. And when it gets too close to a radar, we're only seeing a certain sliver of this storm. So we got to start using our radar that's in eastern Orange County, which totally fine. But it does look like our velocity's down. That's okay. Still seeing 50 to 55 mile per hour gusts there. With that storm, and still seeing a good amount of lightning associated with this storm. Let's kind of do a little bit of a close-in and run this back about 15 minutes. Okay, so it does look like it's still picking up lightning. My darndest guess why is because it's still kind of picking up from not only the heat of the day and the storms down to the south, but we also have that wind coming in from the east. So I think the lift from the wind coming in from the east, plus the other factors of heating of the day and just the sea breezes, then also we have a boundary that's slowly working its way up from southern Florida. This is what's all creating and just funneling in this moisture across the peninsula, and that's why it's firing off these storms. Good news is that lightning count as a whole is starting to drop, which is good, but this storm does still seem to be kicking from what we're seeing right now. Let's take a look at our airport radar. Let's see if that has a better view. Yeah, much better. Okay, so this is actually looking from our MCO airport. Again, so this storm, a little bit too close to Melbourne in the Melbourne radar, so we're not really getting the best view of this storm. But again, the war that we got to fight with this is it's on the very, very outer edges of the MCO velocity. So if I take our lightning counts off and stop this loop. Okay, so Melbourne's right now reporting 50 to 55 mile per hour gusts, and this is only picking up 30, maybe 35 mile per hour gusts. So not the most accurate, but hey, it's a better view than what we're seeing with Melbourne right now. So yeah, that's what we're taking a look at. Again, if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for central southern Brevard County until 4:45. This is right now making its way up towards Cocoa, Satellite Beach, South Patrick Shores. Oh, my geography was way off. Let me take a look at our Titusville camera. Hold on. See if we can get a good view of this storm. Yeah, still lots of rain as we take a look by Melbourne right now. Lightning as well. Jeez. I'll switch that around in a second. But in the meantime, as I hop over to my other computer to kind of switch around this camera, if you are going to be seeing any storms later on tonight, which is pretty much region-wide, or if you already have a couple of photos, a video of this storm, we would love to see it. So send your storm reports to, I'll give you one of two emails right here. You can send it right here to fox35stormteam@fox.com or laurel.blanchard@fox.com, or you can send it to our news desk directly, that is fox35news@fox.com, and fox35stormteam@fox.com as well. Let me hop over. folks. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So here's that email for you. I was trying to move around our Titusville camera. We can't see the storms coming up quite yet, but you can already see the darkness of those clouds starting to move in. And just look at those trees down in the bottom. Those winds are picking up. So we'll take a look at this camera coming up in a little bit. Seeing Michael writing in from Daytona Beach. Seeing a couple folks writing in from Brazil. Thank you. And then hopping back over towards our YouTube page. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up a little bit. Futurecast already done. We'll take another look at that in a second. Somebody writing in, extreme rain here in Palm Bay, blew my shop front door open. Let us know where this is the username Psycho Mixes. Yeah, if you're still watching, let us know what business you live in, and do you have a video of it? Definitely let us know. Someone's writing in, we're in Ocala, can you see the clouds? Yes, if you have any photos or videos, Sarah, definitely send them to that email. Starting to move into Geneva, Lake County. Yep, we're getting that soon. And is that going to track towards Jacksonville? Thanks for responding. Stretch. Yes, but it's probably not going to be moving into Jacksonville completely. Yes, you'll still see storms. But as from like a severe threat, probably not. You're probably just going to get more of the remnants of the storm that we're looking at now. And it just looks like they extended the severe thunderstorm warning even further. Let's take a look at this. I haven't even gotten the text message yet. There we go. Okay, so let's break this one down now, and let me actually read this off. $30 miles an hour. Okay, so nothing really new. So they're continuing to watch this storm in particular because of not only the 50 to 60 mile per hour winds, we've been talking about that, but also the possibility of some hail within the storm as well. When this storm was first picking up, when the storm was first picking up, we were seeing the possibility of even like 1.5 inch size hail, which is about ping pong sized, mainly quarter, as in quarter the coin, to ping pong sized hail. That's what they received reports of, and right now there is the potential for penny to pea sized hail associated with this storm. So let's take a look at the reflectivity from our Melbourne camera. Let's see if, or Melbourne radar, see if that's gotten any better. Now that it's moving back up towards the north, we can probably get a good view of what's happening within Cocoa right now. And let's take a look at our velocity over here. Jeez, 50 mile per hour winds with this storm. Sorry, that was a lot. Okay, and it was extended until 5 p.m. So yeah, we're just going to hang out until either this storm calms down or another severe thunderstorm warning pops up. 55 mile per hour winds, that's crazy. So most likely even looking at about 60 mile per hour gusts right now in Cocoa, Cape Canaveral. Let's look over to Lake Poinsett. 51 mile per hour winds. So yeah, really the wind gusts are the main threat within this storm. Same with the possibility of some small hail as well. So that's really what we were trying to stress yesterday, both TJ and I, that the wind was going to be the threat here. And then when we see that frontal boundary move through tomorrow, not only is wind going to be a threat, but also the possibility of a very brief spin up. That's also threat number 2. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But right now, if you're just joining us, National Weather Service just issued an extension of the original severe thunderstorm warning that popped up in southern Brevard County. It's continuing to truck northward at about 30 miles per hour. I forget who wrote in. Was it Cheryl? Yeah, Cheryl Hammett. The memory is here today, folks. Yes, Merritt Island going to be within this now. You're probably starting to get that really heavy rain and those very gusty winds there. So, Cheryl, if you're still watching, get inside as quick as possible if you're not in there already. This storm, like, really expanded along the coast. So, Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach, windy and overcast here in Cocoa. Hey, Cheryl, yay, you wrote back in. So Merritt Island, Cocoa Beach area, starting to get the wind, and it's going to, or wind and rain, but wind is going to be the main thing. Roughly about 50-mile-per-hour winds going to be picking up in the Cocoa, Merritt Island, Rockledge area right now. So lots of heavy, heavy rain within that. Let's take a look at the shear. Okay, not looking at any too much shear, not anything that's too concerning right now. Possibility of a little bit of hail moving along. This is the Banana River, right? Yes. Okay, so Banana River, St. Johns River, kind of like moving up here, this area. Could be still seeing a little bit of hail, but I think it's just the rain is so heavy that it's picking up as hail on our radar system. And I'm going to do just another quick check of this from our WOFL radar. Luckily, that doesn't look like there's any rotation within this. So that's great news right there. It just looks like those winds are picking up and just going out of this storm. So winds, main threat for folks here along Brevard County coastlines. I'm trying to think. Do we have another camera that I can show? Epic Theaters looks like it's starting to get breezy. Nothing really too much yet. Ooh, but I will take a look at this. What's going on over here? Okay, nothing to be concerned with yet, but watching this area right over like Buena Vista. And actually... Hey, Graybo, you got me up back there? Hey, just so you know, just to keep an eye on, like, what I'm watching right now, there is a little spot in Haines City moving up towards Kissimmee and Lake Buena Vista that I'm watching. Does look like there's a little bit of rotation, but nothing too concerning yet. So, just keeping you in the loop. Okay. Alright, so for those who are watching, right now I'm mic'd up, mic is on, just in case anything does get too crazy that we need to cut in. Just keeping an eye on a couple of things, because it does look like there's just a little bit of that broad rotation, just near Haines City, Lake Buena Vista area. Getting a better look at that. Yeah, it does look like there's a little bit of rotation there, so we're just going to keep a very close eye on that. In the meantime, I'm going to pop in. Pop in a cough drop real quick. Cheryl, thank you for keeping an eye on that storm in Cocoa. Oh, somebody writing in from Lake Wales. Crazy wind out there right now. Roads are full with rain. And thank you, Epic Blocks, writing in on YouTube. Crazy wind right now, and you also got hail too. Thank you so much for writing in that. We'll write that in. Let us know if you have the ability to. I don't know if you can at this point. Let us know how big that hail was. We were getting reports of penny-sized hail a little while ago, as well as ping-pong-sized hail. So let us know if you have a measurement on that if you're watching on YouTube. I'm going to okay. Yeah, sorry folks, just trying to like keep an eye on our National Weather Service chat And let me pop up our reflectivity over here. Okay, now I'm not too concerned about that anymore. So in this, reason why I'm kind of looking at my phone, my apologies, do not mean to be rude. But we have a chat it's almost like a Discord chat, and a chat that I'm looking at here right now, using through Facebook and YouTube. This is all National Weather Service meteorologists, broadcast meteorologists, emergency managers. We keep an eye on this chat to not only keep an eye out for storm reports, viewer reports, but also keep an eye out for damage reports as well. And it does look like where we were seeing this storm really start to pick up strength. So as it was down by, I wouldn't be surprised if we're okay. We're seeing a new severe thunderstorm warning get issued. Yep. We'll take a look at that in 1 second. But National Weather Service, watching for a severe thunderstorm warning. Seeing damage due to southern Brevard County. This is large tree branches down, whole trees blown over, as well as billboards and fences blown over in Foundation Park. So I'm just going to let the newsroom aware of this. Oh, I thought you sent this. Yep. Sorry, folks. Bear with me for just for a moment. And we're seeing a new severe thunderstorm warning. Now let's kind of get back into gear here. Wow, yeah. Okay, severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for southern Orange County. This is over the theme park, so Disney area, listen up if you're watching over here, because this is including you. National Weather Service right now. Osceola and Orange, Florida. Penny-sized hail. Okay, my apologies. I just wanted to read that one carefully, because one thing that we're seeing, as opposed a little bit different from what we're seeing over here, is you can see a little bit of a radar lesson for everybody. Here's our storm relative velocity. So this is how the storm is moving relative to the radar. So radar is here in Melbourne. The red is wind moving away from the radar. And then the green is wind moving towards the radar. A little bit of a difference between what we're seeing over here with this severe thunderstorm warning in Brevard County, which is in effect until 5 p.m., versus the new severe thunderstorm warning that we're seeing here across Osceola County, as well as southern Orange County, is there's a little bit of that green in here. So you can see that this is just all solid red, basically Cocoa Beach all the way to Titusville. It is right here that I just got a little concerned with, but it doesn't look like National Weather Service is too concerned with it either. But there is the possibility of a little bit of hail right to the south of Davenport. So if anyone's watching from the Disney theme parks area, make sure you are ready for this, because there is torrential rain falling in there right now. Celebration, this is now moving. Epcot's now completely like starting to get in the thick of it. Disney Springs, you're in the light rain right now, but this is going to be moving in quick. Magic Kingdom is starting to get the light rain, but it will be much, much heavier. Over here, the Hollywood Studios is now pretty much in the thick of it. Universal's up here a little bit more. SeaWorld now is starting to get in the thick of it as well. So just seeing heavy rain continuing to get picked up from this. Sorry, just reading up just a little bit. Okay. So with this storm right here, not seeing anything that is really ticking me off that there might be a little bit of rotation, but I don't think there's enough quite yet to really be too concerned. There is just a little bit of shear. So right now I'm just watching this Haines City area. Full transparency, folks. So doesn't look like there's enough in order for it to be, but just watching the little possibility of a brief, maybe some brief rotation here across Davenport. Let me take a look at our MCO velocity. Yeah. Okay, I'm not liking that. Just full transparency. So just in case. Yeah, I'm not really liking this right here. Let me see if National Weather Service is looking at anything, or is picking up on that. Damage reports are starting to come in, though, from our severe thunderstorm warning in Brevard County as well, so I don't want to forget about that. But I am going to be keeping a little bit of an extra attention on our Lake Buena Vista moving up the I-4 corridor. We'll take a look at some traffic cameras in a second. Actually, hey Greba, you got me up back there? Can you help me out and change the iDrive camera and face it down towards Disney? Yeah, iDrive Hiacam. Thank you. Okay, it does look like this storm over here is starting to break up a little bit. Again, heavy rain, but it doesn't look like there's any hail in it as of right now. Not looking at any crazy shear either. Just the heavy, gusty wind still associated with this storm. We're still seeing 30 to 50 mile per hour gusts still happening with this storm. So that is still really concerning, especially along the coast, because this is what's going to be making its way towards Titusville within the next 20 minutes or so. So looking ahead, here is our reflectivity. Let's pop up our skits, because this is moving pretty quickly. 18 miles per hour to the north. Jeez, yeah. So yeah, that's what's going to be making its way up towards the Kennedy Space Center. Again, sorry, going back to this severe thunderstorm warning, our original severe thunderstorm warning, this is moving up towards the Kennedy Space Center, Titusville, MIMS, this entire cluster of storms just going to continue to move northward. That's the data feed. Let's do here. All right, just because I do want to keep a little bit more of a closer eye on these storms over here, let's do a little bit of a reset. If you're just joining us, we are keeping an eye on storms that are bubbling up. This looks like a very typical summer Sunday afternoon here in Florida. Lots of lightning across the region. All of these storms going to be making their way up towards the northeast, so quite literally following I-4 corridor. And we're also seeing some storms over here continuing to fire up. Just moving into central Sumter County. So this is going to be right now over Bushnell. This is making its way up towards the villages. So going to be seeing quite a bit of rain making its way over the villages within the next half hour. Oh, what time is it right now? Yeah, half hour. That's a solid time. So heads up, villages, within the next half hour, you're going to be seeing this storm. This little cluster of storms over here doesn't look like there's too much lightning within it, but starting to see some rain making its way over Mount Dora, Zellwood right now. This is what's going to be making its way up towards DeLand as we head through the next couple of hours or so. Yeah, I would say within the next hour or so, it probably would be in DeLand. Still keeping an eye on the severe thunderstorm warning over here. The severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5 p.m. And again, I really just want to focus over the theme parks right now. So Kissimmee area, you're going to be seeing a lot of that rain. And sorry, folks, I'm totally ignoring the chat right now. Somebody writing in Melbourne, Florida, the thunderstorm and hail is coming this way. Melbourne, making a report. Thank you. It already passed Melbourne. So, Rob Rails, that is starting to, it already passed over Melbourne. Sorry if I'm seeing this late, but we're still going to be seeing rain. Just the heaviest and the most severe of those storms is out of there. It's up towards Cocoa Beach right now. I'm going to focus in on this Kissimmee storm real quick. Let's get rid of this lightning. Oops. I'll just put this out here. Sorry, folks. Here, a little bit of behind the scenes. So to talk with my director in the back, I'm wearing earpiece right now. It's kind of just, it's almost like an AirPod. So just making sure that we're both on the same page when it comes to this severe weather. So severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 5:15. This is for northern Osceola, Kissimmee, all through the theme park. So Disney area, SeaWorld, Oak Ridge, you're just outside of it. But if this does get extended, Oak Ridge, downtown Orlando, as well as the airport, that's going to be included within this entire thing, which I would not be surprised. Really? Okay, not seeing any delays at MCO right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if that did really start to delay some things as this storm continues to move northward. Taking a look at this storm right now, let's just do a whole blanket analysis of this storm. So right here, heavy rain now in across Disney, if anyone is in this area. Disney, this is all four parks. This is Animal Kingdom. Here's Epcot right here. Epcot, Hollywood Studios is over here. Animal Kingdom is all this way. And then Magic Kingdom is all the way up here. So heavy, heavy, heavy rain, torrential rain all through this area right now. Sorry, just trying to keep up with our National Weather Service chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. So this storm that's really moving towards Davenport right now, moving at 50 miles per hour. That is crazy. So we'll take a look at this first. I'm not a fan of that, but not too concerning quite yet. There's just that little bit of rotation that I'm just not a fan of. Very, very brief, very light. It's not really even being picked up with shear. It's just because I know the theme parks are so crazy this time, or this week especially. Definitely want to keep a very close eye on that. Let's take a look at the wind speeds on this one. So again, this is what we normally look at when we're looking for rotation within a storm, but it's also really, really helpful when it comes to taking a look at the wind speeds with everything. So this is only clocking in at about 20 mile per hour gusts. Let's take a look over here. 20, 30 mile per hour gusts. Huh. Let's look at our MCO. Okay, so a little bit of a radar change to maybe get a little bit of a better view. Here is our radar right here. So this is the wind moving towards the radar. This is the wind moving away from the radar. So still seeing a little bit, and I'm not too concerned yet, but not necessarily, I'm not going to let it go quite yet. So yeah, that's better. 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So again, we got to switch around radars a little bit to get the best view of the storm, to get the most accurate wind speeds. So areas across Celebration, the theme parks right now, I'm seeing 40 to 50-mile-per-hour gusts right here. Probably a little bit more than what we're reading. So 40 to 50-mile-per-hour gusts in there right now. And again, just keeping a very close eye on this storm because it did pick up strength really quickly. But wind, and you can just see that heavy, heavy, heavy rain. I'm not seeing anything that's too concerning within the structure of the storm from like a reflectivity perspective. Let me get another view. Okay. Maybe I'm just overanalyzing a little bit. So there's a couple of things that I'm looking for, just to kind of let everybody in on this. So rotation, yes, there was the possibility of a little bit of rotation within this, but it does look like it started to release itself. So between the switching of the radars, what we're looking for is this little hook, whether it's moving into the storm and more defined than what I'm seeing here. So not like totally, we got to get going with this, but it does look like it started to let up a little bit more. But usually when we see the red and the green together, and both are very prominent colors, that means that there's rotation within the storm. There does still seem to look like there's just a little bit of something happening in here, but not concerning enough for there to be a tornado warning. So severe thunderstorm warning, still in effect because of the winds, as well as the possibility of hail, especially down by Davenport. So this is Kissimmee working its way up towards Kissimmee and OIA. Looking at this little cluster right here. This is what's going to be moving up towards the airport right now. And let me just do another quick check with our Melbourne radar. Okay, so there were 50-mile-per-hour winds clocked in near Port Canaveral just within the past couple minutes. Small craft advisories are now issued all the way up until Flagler County. And we still got a lot more to go before we can kind of like start to quiet down through the rest of the overnight tonight. Okay, so here, just to kind of give you like a little bit of a preview to what I was looking at. Starting from way back here, we have all of this moisture to go that's going to be making its way slowly up towards the northeast through the rest of the evening. So here, these little storms slowly going to be making their way up towards Jacksonville, or the storms that are currently in Orlando going to be making their way up towards Flagler County. Melbourne / the storms that are popping up right now in southern Volusia County, they're going to be slowly making their way offshore within a little bit. So all these storms kind of ever so slightly moving off to the northeast. Let's go back to reflectivity over here. And it's just kind of almost this training effect. It's just one cluster of rain after another that what we're seeing right now. So lots of lightning currently over Disney. And if my director changed... Yeah, there we go. Let's pull up our Hyatt camera. See what's going on in there. Yeah, lots of lightning. I'm going to change this view real quick, so I'm going to scoot out of the way. Too much. Okay, so this is looking towards Disney Springs. Excuse me, folks. Looking towards Disney and Disney Springs this way. So here's our iDrive camera, and you can barely see the parks over here. We just saw a couple flashes of lightning. We're going to continue to see that. through the rest of the evening as well. And that's something that we're just going to continue to see. And just look at that camera. It is shaking like a leaf out there. And that's also another thing that we're going to be seeing is just that very, very gusty wind through the rest of the evening. Just making sure all my bases are covered here. Our radar cam is looking dark too. So this is what's happening over the theme parks right now. We'll kind of shift around this view in a little bit. But I do want to get back to our analysis. Live view of the radar. We'll take another look at our Futurecast in a little bit. Sorry, hopping in between everybody. There we go. All right, so hey everybody. It is right now 4:45. I believe this is until 5 p.m. It was a 4:45 p.m. And now we're continuing to keep an eye on not one but two severe thunderstorm warnings across Central Florida. Lots of lightning, heavy rain, basically from Fort Meade all the way to Kissimmee, and also making its way up the coast as well. And so to kind of let's do just a whole reset of everything of what we're looking at so far. Thank you all for still watching, writing in. If you have any storm reports, definitely let us know for sure. And hey, hello from Johnson City, my old my old home. And I have somebody else kind of helping me out, giving like soundings. In our YouTube comments. Okay, so let's do like a big reset with what's happening out there right now. Seeing a severe thunderstorm warning happening across Brevard County. This is the one that we've been keeping track of since about 4:15, or even, I'd even say 3:45. It started all the way down here in southern Brevard County, slowly working its way up the coast. Cocoa Beach, currently Cape Canaveral, Port St. John, Cocoa, leading up towards the Kennedy Space Center. This is all going to be moving northward. Good news is that it does look like it's breaking up a little bit, at least the further inland part of the storm. Starting to see a little bit more of Mims, Titusville area picking up a little bit more. And I don't know if you can hear. We're getting some rain here and across Seminole County. Yeah, it looks like this little storm that's moving up I-4. That's what we're hearing right now on our roof. So starting to see a good amount of lightning right by Cape Canaveral right now. Let me look at our port cam. Here's our iDrive cam. Oh, that is looking rough out there. Here's our port cam. Windy, rainy, starting to move in. Okay, Cape Canaveral. Let's pop over there and watch here for a second. See if we can get any lightning. Yeah, a couple flashes off in the distance, but nothing too crazy yet. We'll keep an eye on that. Titusville, we're starting to see some more of that rain move in. We'll switch around that in a second. And here's our iDrive cam. It is gloomy. Like, you can barely even see Disney and even behind the residential hotels that are over here. So, yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on that. And again, here is our Melbourne camera. Things are starting to quiet down, but still it's going to be breezy out there through the rest of the evening, and you can even see it on the water. That wind just continuing to ripple things on the surface. So, kind of taking a look back at our two severe thunderstorm warnings. And again, I'm going to have our National Weather Service chat up and ready to go just in case, and to keep an eye on our damage reports. And this is actually really good practice. So this is what we normally see pretty much daily in the summertime, but we are having a lot more moisture in the atmosphere, and we need the rain desperately. So kind of why we're on here to just begin with is not only just to make sure people are prepared and people are safe, because again, a little bit of a programming change. We are going to be on the air from 6:30 to 7. And I know on weekends there's always a lifted schedule or a revised schedule. So that's something, well, why I just wanted to hop on here in the first place, but also just to make sure everyone's well informed with these storms. Okay, so looking like a lot of lightning near Central Brevard. They are going to let this one expire at 5 o'clock, so we have about 9 minutes left. This part of the storm making its way offshore, but this is going to be expiring at 5 o'clock because it has lost the wind. It has broken up a little bit more, but I am still going to be watching these little clusters over here. As for the severe thunderstorm warning, that's right now over Kissimmee, Lake Buena Vista. I do want to take a look at that one for sure. So here's our base velocity. I'm going to take off the lightning. But again, if you weren't here, it's kind of like the beginning of our stream. This is our current radar. Usually when we see a good amount of lightning within a cluster of storms, it usually means that something is happening within it, whether it's continuing to strengthen, whether there's a little bit of rotation in it. Lightning can tell a lot. So seeing these lightning counts kind of continue to pick up and then die down, really telling with what's happening with inside of the storm. But it's not the most helpful, kind of just being able to see anything. Taking a look here, this is our looking from our Melbourne radar to areas over the theme parks, Oak Ridge, Four Corners, and Davenport area. So I'm going to take a look at the reflectivity first. Okay, just heavy, heavy rain over Lake Buena Vista right now. Right over any of the theme parks? Disney Springs kind of moving out of right now? What are we looking at? Okay, so this is basically across I-4 from the Vinland outlets. Lots of Disney property. This is over right now. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of opposite of SeaWorld. This is moving up towards Dr. Phillips. So Lake Buena Vista, Disney area, Epcot, Epcot here, Hollywood Studios here, Animal Kingdom is all in here, and then Magic Kingdom is up here. So looking at this, heavy, heavy rain across the theme parks, but it looks like the heaviest is starting to move off to the northeast. It will lighten up in the theme parks, but it will get better before it gets worse. So backing out just a little bit. Here is Disney, Lake Buena Vista area. This is Celebration. This is another cluster of those thunderstorms that's going to be moving up into Lake Buena Vista and Disney property as we head into a little bit later. And yeah, we were right on the money with that. So this cluster of thunderstorms and this part of the thunderstorm making its way up I-4. This is what's going to be moving up towards Dr. Phillips, Orlando. And to time that out, it's moving north at 24 miles per hour. So come on. Work with me here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so moving up towards SeaWorld, moving up towards Dr. Phillips within the next 10 minutes. And then this is also going to be moving over I-4 towards Epic Universe as we head into 5:10-ish. Excuse me. So we're going to continue to watch this heavy, heavy rain and storms moving up towards downtown Orlando as we head into the next couple of minutes. And actually, I should totally have shared this, but we're fine right now. So also taking a look ahead to what's coming is going to be this storm that's down by Haines City right now. This is what's going to be following up I-4, probably going to be hitting Disney once again, taking a look ahead towards the next 25 minutes to half hour. All right, let's take these off a little bit more. It is 4:55. Let me do another quick check of what's happening within this storm. Not that I'm completely ignoring this over here. It's just because it is going to expire very shortly. I'm not paying too much attention to it, but we'll take another look because I am seeing a bright spot happening in here. I just saw someone writing in on Facebook, are we under a tornado warning? No, we are not even under a tornado watch. However, just watching for the possibility of just a little bit of rotation within a storm a little while ago. So no active tornado warnings, no active tornado watches. However, we are seeing active tornado watches and warnings now starting to pop up within this line of storms that's all the way out over in the Midwest. So getting back into here. Let's do a little bit of a reset. Reflectivity. All right, we are still seeing crazy wind. Ooh, look at this. So again, this is one of the tools that we look for in order for rotation within a storm, but it is also a great tool to kind of figure out how windy it is and looking for like the bright spots within this storm. Okay, 48-mile-per-hour winds moving up towards Titusville right now. Let's take a look at our Titusville cam, see what we got. Really, really windy. Let me change the view of this camera right here. Okay, here, that's a great view of the storm, what's happening out there right now. So my apologies, hopping over to our, excuse me, hopping over to my other computer that has the software to change our cameras. We're seeing heavy, heavy rain across Titusville right now. This is associated with the severe thunderstorm warning that's out there right now. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cough on air or on our stream right now, but heavy rain. Look at that wind that's moving in right now. So really just seeing this rain continuing to push into Titusville. And again, this is associated with the severe thunderstorm warning that picked up in southern Brevard County, now moving into northern Brevard County. So this has about 2 more minutes left in the severe thunderstorm warning. Still seeing really gusty winds all from Titusville and even now moving up into central Brevard County. That's crazy. But areas especially, let's take a look towards Cape Canaveral, 38-mile-per-hour winds. Point St. John's, 37-mile-per-hour winds. 46 miles per hour winds right now in Titusville. So really, really gusty winds now still happening, in Brevard County. So looking back at our reflectivity, starting to see that rain break up. Good news. Is there a little bit of hail in that? Okay, I think it was just a bright spot that I was seeing with the heavy rain. Yeah, so it just looked to be a little bit of a brighter spot there. Heavy downpours now making their way kind of off of the Brevard County inlets. And let's take a look at our storm relative velocity one more time. Okay, so that's just really, really gusty winds of what we're seeing out there right now. Not really seeing too much hail, but I am curious just to see between the heavy rain, how much rain some areas got. Where we started to see this severe thunderstorm warning pick up just south of Melbourne, looks like about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches, up to 2 inches of rain kind of falling within this path. Yeah, looks like about 2 inches of rain, I'd say. Inch. Okay, so a little less than 1 inch of rain, kind of as it makes its way up towards Port Canaveral. So it is 5 o'clock. We'll see if this goes away as I just do a little bit of a reset. Let's take a look at our lightning count again. Okay, so yeah, what's happening right now is, and I'll point a few of them out. Here's a radar lesson for everybody. So especially Florida in the summertime, we see this all the time. And seeing some people writing in on our YouTube page, where's the worst of the storm right now? And thank you, Epic Blocks, for kind of helping me out on this one. Seeing heavy rain as well as a lot of lightning up near Titusville, but we're seeing these boundaries starting to come out of these storms. So as thunderstorms really pick up, they suck up like a vacuum all of this much cooler air, and then it drops. And it quite literally acts like if you take a water balloon and prick it, the water falls down to the ground and then just slowly starts to move out from the parent part of the storm. So we see all of these little boundaries kind of get, here's one right here, these like little boundaries form, and when these collide, that's what creates new thunderstorms, and that's what we're seeing out here right now. And they also play a part in not only sparking new storms, but possibly making a strong thunderstorm a little bit stronger, or having a little bit more activity within the storm. So to answer someone on Facebook, I'm sorry, I can't like read your username, BFF Craze Life, seeing a little bit of a nasty storm. Oh, okay. Interesting. So they canceled actually both severe thunderstorm warnings. The severe thunderstorm warning for Orange and Osceola County was actually supposed to go for another 10-15 minutes. So both of them have been canceled, but we still are seeing a lot of storms happening out there right now. So just to kind of take a look at everything, I turned this off because usually this can get a little bit distracting, but I do like to have it on just to take a look of where we're seeing the worst of the worst. I will... Epic Blocks, I'll take a look at you. We're coming up in a second. And Lake Wales, Winter Haven area. So we can see Titusville, where these are special weather statements. So these are storms that the National Weather Service is flagging. They're not strong enough in order to be severe, but they're not weak enough in order to just be like, this can totally be undermined. So areas across Titusville, areas moving up towards Daytona Beach, seeing just these clusters of thunderstorms. I'm going to put our lightning counter on and zooming out. Looks like there's another thunderstorm kind of picking up in southern Polk County, but just lots of lightning near Kissimmee, all the way over to Lake Buena Vista. We're going to be seeing another pass through of the, basically moving right along I-4, Haines City, all the way up to Celebration area. This entire line is going to be just following up I-4 right here. And I shouldn't be using red. Let's go white. Yeah, you can just see this entire line is just continuing to make its way up I-4 towards downtown Orlando. So that's what we're seeing right now. Lots of lightning. Let's take a look at our storm relative velocity. Not seeing any place that I'm really concerned of there being a possibility of rotation, but that gusty wind, just look at all of this red and the bright spots within that red. This means that there are gusts that are, I would even say 40, maybe even close to 50 miles per hour, 38 miles per hour, 34 miles per hour, 32 mile per hour gusts in Titusville area right now. So very gusty winds. But I am also seeing this little bright spot right here. And if anyone was remembering when I was talking about these boundaries, that's something that we're going to need to watch within the next hour. So these thunderstorms really picking up that energy from the heat of the day. So we're seeing these thunderstorms pretty much at their peak. And when we see those thunderstorms at their peak, there's downdrafts and boundaries that get produced with these thunderstorms, and that can spark new thunderstorms, which creates things so much more widespread. writing in, I just saw someone writing in on Facebook, can you check Lake Wales and Winter Haven so I can tell my big bro? Yes. Winter Haven right here. Things look good right now. Still going to be seeing, where's Winter Haven again? Cypress right here. Let me check this guy. Okay. Hoping that things are looking good. And also seeing someone writing in Happy Giraffe saying they're traveling east on I-4 coming up to Celebration and it's raining and it's thunder. Yes, you are pretty much in the thick of it right now. Kind of coming out of it. You're going to be traveling east on I-4? Traveling east on I-4 coming up to Celebration. Okay, so Celebration's here. You're kind of out ahead of a really heavy round of rain and behind the heaviest round of rain. So drive very safe. Take it slow out there. We'll take a look at our traffic cameras again in a second. For friends writing in on YouTube that was writing about Winter Haven, looks like this cluster of storms going to be working its way up toward Lakeland, so you might just get nicked by this guy. But we're still going to be seeing all of this moisture slowly making its way up east, so not out of the woods, but the heaviest storms should be starting to calm down if you're in the Winter Haven area. However, if you are in Orlando, Seminole County, Deltona, Daytona, you haven't seen the worst of it yet, and we're going to be seeing more of these storms really pick up through the rest of the evening. So, just to kind of do one last, overview before we wrap up for a little while. So, thank you, everybody. Someone writing in on Facebook, where's the hail? Doesn't look like there's any hail within these storms at the moment. There was a severe thunderstorm warning in southern Brevard County that did have hail associated with it earlier on. Haven't seen any hail yet. But again, these thunderstorms are really picking up and are going to be developing within the boundaries of the thunderstorms that are currently active. So that's something that we're going to be watching, which could develop the possibility of hail a little later on. Let me turn off these special weather statements. And let's just do one last, view over, because I'm sure we will be on again very soon. And let me take a look ahead to our... Oh, wow. Here, I'll even show you this. I can't get it in our system right now, but there was hail in Celebration. Actually, hold on. This video was just sent in to our newsroom, and just watch carefully. You can see the little bits of hail kind of bouncing off the lanai. We'll play it one more time. So it did look like there was a little hail associated with that storm. And then also seeing what was the other thing that I was going to show? And just the really, really heavy rain also in Celebration. And I don't know if you can see the hail in here, but just rounds of heavy, heavy rain, which again, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Yes, it's a weekend, people want to spend some time outside, and then also it's spring break, so it's it sucks in the fact that unfortunately you're going to need to be dodging some storms, but we desperately needed the rain. We didn't necessarily need the lightning, and there's a lot of it out there right now, but it definitely is helpful rain for sure, especially with the drought conditions. But here's what we're looking at. Let's do one big view over one more time. Kind of let's stay on here for another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll wrap up. But here's what we're watching. Storm tracker radar right now. Lots of lightning, lots of heavy, heavy rain, and very gusty winds. So this is looking from our Melbourne radar. We're not only going to look at our Melbourne radar, we're going to look at our Fox 35 radar in Bithlo. And then we'll also take a look at our other radar in the Orlando International Airport. Oh, excuse me, I have the hiccups and I cannot get rid of them. So here is our storm relative velocity. Not seeing any rotation that I'm concerned with at the moment. Let me take off this lightning just to double check. Yeah, not seeing any like bits of rotation that I'm concerned with. However, gusty winds. Titusville, Port St. John, Cape Canaveral, all seeing gusty winds. 30 miles per hour, 36 miles per hour, 38 miles per hour. So I would even say that's even a little bit more. So probably closer to 40 mile per hour gusts now moving into Brevard County and parts of Volusia County as well now. Stepping back a little bit, not really seeing too much happening within this storm now. The one that we were watching earlier. And I do want to just take a look at our base velocity one more time. Yeah, so just really gusty winds, especially right along the coast. Orlando's still very gusty, and they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for Volusia County. I think it was these guys up here that were starting to pick up a little bit more. So let's take a look there. See, we're not done yet. But my darndest guess is that this was issued for gusty winds, and I think it's just gusty winds. I didn't really see the possibility of hail within it right now. $60-mile-per-hour winds. And there is the possibility that there could be a little bit of hail associated within this storm. We'll take a look at it in a second. But just to kind of finish off in this area, heavy rain. Not really seeing any potential for hail anymore. Maybe by Claremont a little bit, in just on the border of Orange and Lake County. Maybe there's a little something in here, but not really seeing anything too concerning. But just a lot of lightning, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did see more of that rain continuing to pick up. Seminole County, we're seeing another storm that's right by our station. Can our Lake Mary Tower camera look at that way? Hold on one second. But I'll take a look at that in a second. Let's focus in on our new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect right now. This is in effect until 6 p.m. Let's take off our lightning. And let me hop back to our YouTube channel. So if you're just joining us, new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northern Brevard, central Volusia County now. This goes up to New Smyrna. So basically just north of Mims to New Smyrna Beach is where we're watching. Gusty winds. So that's what I want to just start off with. Not really seeing the concern of any rotation just from a reflectivity standpoint, but let's take a look at it from a storm relative velocity standpoint. Really gusty winds in northern Brevard County right now. So just taking a look right here. 34-mile-per-hour winds, 28-mile-per-hour winds, 26-mile-per-hour winds. That's probably closer to 40 and 50. Oak Hill, things are looking rainy right there right now. And probably right here, northern Brevard County, kind of moving into Volusia County. Seeing the possibility of maybe some hail within here. Let's take a look. Doesn't look like it's being picked up on radar. However, yeah, it just looks like really gusty wind right now. Not seeing the potential for hail. Doesn't mean it's not there. It's just not being picked up on radar. And there is just a little bit of shear. So just taking a look. Here's our reflectivity. Seeing heavy rain up by Ponce Inlet. This is moving up towards Daytona Beach. All of this is going to be working its way up the coast. So just really, really gusty winds that are happening out there right now. And again, I'm not really liking the look of these storms right here. I'm going to look at Deltona to Sanford in a second. But again, if you're just joining us, looking at our severe thunderstorm warning, this is in effect until 6 p.m. Lots of lightning all across this area. And yeah, we probably are seeing some hail. It's just not being picked up by radar. Let's take a look. Oops. Shiloh Marsh Road, Kennedy Parkway. Let me hop back to our traffic camera. And just because this is catching my eye. DeBerry looks like it's getting downpoured right now. I do want to check to see if there's the possibility of hail over there. And I do want to also check. Okay, not horrible. Yeah, I would not be surprised if there's even a little bit of hail. I'm looking here in Seminole County, Orange County, kind of right on the border. This is right across of I-4, so this is Wekiva Parkway, heading towards Mount Dora area, just north of Heathrow and over DeBerry. Probably seeing another round of hail there. There is intense, intense rain happening across there right now. And I'm going to take a look at our Lake Mary Tower camera. Hold on. Hey, is somebody talking to me? Hi. Okay, sorry. I heard the fishing and I thought someone was yelling at me. Cool. Thanks, Grabo. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm catching up on our YouTube comments. My apologies. Somebody writing in, they're scared. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Let us know where you are. Give us an area that's close to you, and I'll be able to help you out there. This is Athena World on our YouTube page. Give us an area that you're close by, and I'll be able to help you out. Take a look. Big lightning strike. So, Bill, that's what I'm looking at right now. And there's definitely the possibility of some hail near Heathrow. I'm surprised nothing has been said yet, but keeping an eye on that. So I'm going to just circle back to Heathrow right by our station here in Lake Mary. But I do want to go back to our severe thunderstorm warning. This is in effect until 6 o'clock. Shear rate, okay, nothing there that I'm concerned with. It's really just the gusty winds over here, as well as the lightning, possibly leading to some hail right over Oak Hill area. So let's take a look at that first and foremost. Doesn't look like there's any hail. Maybe it's just being mistaken as really heavy rain. But it does look like there's something happening in here. I don't know if it's really heavy rain yet or if there is hail within here, but I'm guessing that there is like some sort of small hail within the Oak Hill area. And again, just really, really gusty winds. And let's just track this real quick. It does look like this is going to be slowly making its way offshore. So just even playing the last 15 minutes, let's get a good track of that. Okay, so this is going to slowly move offshore. Same with the one in Mims. All of this slowly going to be making its way off of the coastline soon. Looks like that's going to be happening within the next 20 minutes or so. So hang in there. You're almost done. But we will be seeing more of those storms continuing to pick up. Again, because all of these are going to be moving up towards Oak Hill within the next hour, hour and a half, I'd say. Okay, so something that is catching my eye over here, and I do want to just make sure I'm not missing anything with these storms. These do look a lot better. Looks like the rain is a lot more uniform and starting to even break up a little bit down towards Lake Buena Vista. not really seeing too much of those gusty winds out there either. So I think it's just a lot of heavy rain and lots of lightning. Let's pop that up again. Even the lightning counts have gone down quite a bit in this area that what we've been seeing. So not too much concerned from Lake Buena Vista up to Claremont over down to Kissimmee. I know that there's a lot of lightning out there, and it's probably really, really heavy. So that's something that is probably really scary. That's really scary for a lot of folks, but not really looking at any severe weather from Claremont all the way down to Kissimmee if you're still watching. Checking Lake Nona for Athena World. Let me just clean up my screen a little bit. Over here. There we go. Okay. So Athena World is on our YouTube page. Thank you for watching. A lot of lightning. Things are going to calm down in a little bit. I know it's definitely probably really scary out there right now. But because, yeah, thunderstorms are scary. And especially when the wind picks up. It can do a lot of damage. So right now, here's Lake Nona. I'll circle it right here. Roughly. So what's happening right now is these storms that are over here on the west side of I-4, these are all going to be moving up this way. And we have another round of like heavy storms that are just off to your east that are also moving north. So what you're going to be seeing soon is this little cluster of thunderstorms that's right by Kissimmee. That's going to be moving towards you. You're going to be seeing more gusty winds. You're going to be seeing more heavy rain. But luckily, it doesn't look like it's going to go severe. So it's very typical of what we normally have in the summertime. So unfortunately, that is something that is going to become more frequent. But you are saying that it is seeing hail. You guys are getting 3 inches. See another round of rain. Yes, someone who just wrote in JDNZL. Yes, you are in a pocket. Backing up just a little bit more. I'm not seeing the hail potential. I think it's just really heavy rain. Sometimes when the droplets are so big, it does look like hail. But again, I'm not down there, so I really don't know what's happening down there right now, if there is or isn't hail. But there could possibly be some hail a little bit just off to your east. It's not being picked up on radar. However, I wouldn't doubt it because, again, over here, just to the west, let me see if I can get a better read of where this is. Let me turn off my point and get a little bit of a better view. Okay, so Lake Nona's over here. I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher this. It's Wedgefield area, just south of Wedgefield. I'm going to butcher this. I'm so sorry. Wewahote. This area, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some hail in here, just taking a look at it. Heavy rain. Maybe where we're seeing this little bit of pink, we could be seeing some hail in here as well. But if it is hail, it's probably pea to penny sized. I don't think it's going to be really big, like ping pong sized hail. But I know that it is probably really scary seeing just like little ice pellets fall from the sky. So I'm hoping that helps you out a little bit. It is going to be done pretty soon. You probably have another 2 hours worth of the rain before things start to quiet down. But you're almost out of the worst. So hopefully that helps. Green means heavier rain. Green means lighter rain. Red, purples mean heavy rain, if that helps. Okay, let's do a little bit of a reset. We're seeing just these little pockets in here. And again, I want to zoom in on where we are close to our station here in the Lake Mary, Sanford area. Not that I'm not liking the view of this, but something's definitely happening within this storm, and I'm not sure what it is yet. It doesn't look like there's rotation. I think there's just a lot of updrafts with this storm. Let me take this lightning off. Okay, not enough for me to be concerned, but we're just seeing a lot of that heavy rain, and I wouldn't be surprised if anyone's near Alderham Park. Astor Farms area, kind of going up towards Sanford over the I-4 and Lake Monroe area. Let us know if you're seeing any hail over there, because I would not be surprised, because this just does not look like heavy rain. Same up with DeBerry. Wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing some hail out there right now. And I just looked real quick. Somebody said Orange City. Oh, Port Orange. My apologies. Yes, it's raining in Port Orange right now. Okay, so backing out. If anyone's in the Pola area... Okay, it does look like it's starting to break up a little bit more. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of heavy rain, or a little bit of heavy rain, geez. A little bit of hail making its way up towards DeBerry right now. All right, I do want to make another check-in towards our severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is in effect until 6 o'clock. I forget, I know I just looked at it. 6 o'clock. This is making its way offshore, so good news. Oak Hill, things are going to start to calm down out there. Still seeing heavy, heavy, heavy rain and really gusty winds. Let's take a look over there. 50 miles per hour going out from this storm. That's crazy. Really gusty. And again, this can cause down power lines. We'll take a look at our power outages in a second. But again, just seeing a lot of heavy rain. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some hail within this cluster of storms. Okay. Let me clear this. And again, kind of just doing like this big zoom out, and then we'll do a zoom back in. We're seeing lots of lightning. Does look like our lightning fluctuations kind of go up in some areas and then go down in some other areas. But again, so reason why I did want to hop on originally to kind of get ahead of the storms. That's what we're exactly happening right now. But also keeping an eye on these areas that haven't been rained on yet. So Titusville, things are going to be calming down. And again, we have all of this rain that's in South Florida. This is what's slowly going to be moving up. So you will still be seeing rain. However, your severe threat is pretty much done. It's the areas that haven't had any rain yet and that have a lot of energy built up in the daytime. It was a sunny day today. That builds up energy. The ground is really warm. That's providing lift up in the atmosphere. And that is what is kind of aiding in the fact of why we're seeing those thunderstorms refiring up. So severe threat wise, Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, Yeehaw Junction, South Patrick Stores, basically all the way up to Cocoa Beach if you're watching. Your severe threat is pretty much done. However, the rain is not done. You'll still be seeing some rounds of rain, but good news is that severe threat pretty much over if you're in southern Brevard County. If you are central Orange County up towards Seminole County, northern Brevard County, as well as Volusia County, we still got some ways to go, but we'll talk you through it. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. Okay, let me just adjust just a little bit. Someone writing in saying that there's 1/4 inch hail in Sanford on our YouTube page. Take a picture of it if you can. And again, here, before we kind of go any further, as I'm seeing some more lightning up in Volusia, northern Brevard. I'll only keep this up for a few seconds, so just make sure you take a snapshot if you can. If you do have any photos, please send them to me, fox35stormteam@fox.com or laurel.blanchard@fox.com, or I'll give you guys a second to take a snapshot or write this down if you can. fox35stormteam@fox.com, or send it to the newsroom. That is fox35news@fox.com. You can always feel free to message me as well. Send your picture in a direct message to my Facebook page, Meteorologist Laurel Blanchard. Make sure to give that a follow because I really am trying to update that even more. We're here on our Fox Orlando pages on Facebook and YouTube, so that's why I'm kind of switching in between. But that is definitely make sure you follow all of us in the storm team, but definitely give myself a follow for sure to stay up to date with the latest, especially over the next couple days, because this is round 1 of severe weather. We could be seeing another round coming up tomorrow. All right, so let's get back to business. Any storm reports, send it there. Any pictures, videos, also send it to there. But again, you will have to submit a consent form. It'll just be a Google form that will be sent to your email. So just keep an eye on whatever platform that you send it through. Whew, I don't know if you can hear this, but through the microphone right now, lots of heavy, heavy rain. on the other side of I-4. So we're here in Lake Mary. Here's our Fox 35 studio. That's here. Let me change our camera real quick. Tower camera. It's north. Whoa. Let's go off to the northwest just a little bit. Oh, of course. Let's take it a little bit more. I do just want to watch this for a little bit. So we have our Lake Mary Tower camera that actually is looking up towards this way. And I'm going to change it just a little bit. I'm going to face it a little bit more towards the north. There we go. Okay, so this is from our station that I'm looking at right now. Here is our Lake Mary Tower camera. And thank you to everyone who's just been watching since the beginning. Like, I know this is definitely a lot for sure, especially I know lots of folks are trying to get started on their spring break. Trying to enjoy the weekend. I know it's a bummer, and we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of this tomorrow. We're expecting a frontal boundary to move through tomorrow afternoon here in Orlando, and that could bring in another chance of severe weather, but also not going to be ideal beach weather on Tuesday. We're going to be cooling down quite a bit. Oh, sorry. My allergies have been just kicking my butt lately. Somebody on YouTube saying that there's hail in Altamont Springs. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then also, yeah, just keeping an eye on that heavy, heavy lightning. Which, crazy enough, I feel like since this camera has been up, I have not seen a bolt of lightning. But on radar, it's coming up like crazy. So, Altamont Springs, yeah, I can totally see that there's the possibility of hail there. Again, I really appreciate anyone who's writing in saying that they see hail, they have gusty winds, any damage, because that just helps us out for sure. On radar, I can only see so much, so any storm reports I really, really appreciate. But Altamont Springs, right here, wouldn't be surprised if there is any hail there. And yeah, that's exactly where we're seeing hail. So just south of Wekiva Springs, over North Street, Jamestown Boulevard, Manor Ave, kind of moving up towards Longwood. This is San Lando over here, Longwood over here. So kind of following up the I-4 corridor is where we're seeing. It was there for a second. So yeah, there was definitely some hail. And there's the rain if you can hear it. Okay. Let's switch back to our charade. Okay, seeing a little bit of movement within this storm. I'm going to keep a very close eye on that. I am going to check in just real quick with our National Weather Service chat. Let's see what's going on in there. Okay, so what we're going to continue, hold on. There we go. Let me take my mic here because I know it's going to get hard to hear in a second. So the severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Volusia, Northern Brevard County, they're going to continue it. This is until 6:30 or 6 o'clock. So they're going to let it ride through 6 o'clock, mainly just because of the winds. And there's the possibility of 1-inch hail. Where we were seeing this storm just a couple of minutes ago, let me back it up just a smidge. Yeah, right here over Oak Hill, there was apparently a reports of 1-inch hail, which is about quarter size is in the coin. So that is what we're continuing to see. And my goodness gracious. I'm just going to show you our roof camera for a second. Just to show you the heavy, heavy rain that's outside right now. Roof. Here we go. Heavy, heavy rain. Crazy. Yeah, you can just see, look at this. You can just see the rounds of rain falling in our parking lot right now. That is crazy. And just take a look at the our street lights. You can just see the rain just piling on. That's crazy. And here we go. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Seminole County. This is leading into Volusia County. So right here is where we're going to be seeing a new severe thunderstorm warning pop up. My darndest guess is because they are seeing hail within this cluster right here that's moving up towards DeBerry, and also following along the I-4 corridor. So this is going to be warned, and that's going to pop up within the next minute or two. But again, there we go. So we're seeing this severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6 o'clock. My apologies, folks, if you can't hear me, because yeah, the rain is ripping on the roof right now. And then would not be surprised if we see the possibility even of a little bit of hail right over Fox 35 right now, because of this. This is probably just a heavy, heavy rain too. But if anyone is over near St. Joseph, Seminole Town Center, right by the mall area, this is roughly where, yeah, moving up towards Sanford Farms. If you're in this area, let us know if you're seeing any hail, because right now it does look like there is the threat of hail. And it does look like there's a little bit of rotation. Hold on one second, folks. Hey, Grayba, you got me? So does look like there's a little bit of rotation near Lake Mary area. It's in the severe thunderstorm warning right now, but that's where I'm keeping an eye on things. So let's get the green screen fired up on Lynx 1, just in case. Thank you. Yeah, it does look like there's a little bit of rotation over Lake Mary right now, which is wild because it's almost a year, just after a year since we were hit with the tornado. So this is, I'm not liking that. Okay, just to kind of let you know what I'm seeing right now, here is Lake Mary. We see a lot of this red, but we do see a little bit of this drop off right here of just this little bit of green. That doesn't mean that there's no rain. There is still so much rain happening within here, but because if I switch over to our relative velocity, we're keeping an eye on this bit of rotation that's right here that I'm not liking a lot. That's why we're seeing that little bit of a drop off. So I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. So just in case, if you're in the Lake Mary area, keep an eye out for this. I am not liking this whatsoever. This is moving over towards Sanford. Okay, so this is basically going to be following up I-4. So this is going to be, this entire thing is going to be following up I-4, but I'm still not liking this little bit that's right here that's in Lake Mary. That's moving over Brentwood Grove, Flora Heights, and basically moving towards the Sanford Airport. I'm not liking this little drop off. And here's the reason why. We have a little bit of shear that's happening right here. This is wind that's moving in two different directions in the atmosphere. And then we also have, again, just this little bit of rotation that's right by our station. So just for the heck of it, I'm gonna move. It does look like it's kind of backing out a little bit, but I'm gonna move over. Okay. Again, I'm not liking this too much here. We have bright green, bright red. You can hear the thunder coming in from our studio right here. Looks like we have 22-mile-per-hour winds that are kind of coming in. So here, just a reason why I'm not a fan of this right now is because of the rotation that's happening here. So again, this is looking from our Melbourne radar. So we have wind going away from the radar right over Lake Mary, and then we have wind coming here from the radar, and oh my gosh, that thunder is crazy. All right, we got a tornado warning. Let's go. Give me 1 second. I just need a plug and ready to go. All right, go ahead. Okay, everybody, about 35.
a
rotation down towards Winter Springs. You don't need to worry. The rotation is moving away. You're looking okay right now. But taking a look ahead towards Sanford, Bel Air, Dream World, Druid Park, we're still keeping a very close eye on you because this is where we're seeing this rotation right now. So again, if you are living in Lake Erie and you live near downtown, near Fox 35, Longwood area, you are good to go. You don't need to worry about anything. However, if you are near Sanford, moving up towards downtown, here is West First Street right here. This is area where Tuffy's, Henry's Depot, areas are close to the Riverwalk area. This is the central part of where we see that downtown. We're not seeing the rotation there. However, it is going to be getting close very soon. So we can see right here, Druid Park area. This is just south of downtown Sanford. Here's East First. We're still keeping an eye on that rotation. It's really right here that we're keeping a very close eye on. So Highland Park area, San Atlanta, we're also keeping a very close eye on. Here's Bel Air. And you can see that red and green public kind of right side by side to each other. And that's where we're watching for that rotation for this evening. So backing out real quick just to show you where this thing is going. It looks like it's literally going all over right like in a row. So here we go. Here is our time, 36 miles per hour off to the north. Okay, so if you were in South Sanford out, this is leading towards downtown Sanford, going towards Lake Monroe. You're still seeing that rotation right there. This is San Atlanta. This is South Mellow Drive Ave. That's where we're continuing to see that rotation. But if you're outside of this area, you're looking slowly start to break that sigh of relief. However, we are seeing the storm slowly making its way towards the northeast. So if you live near Lake Monroe, this is the opposite side of where the zoo is. So to just give you a little bit of where we're looking, the zoo is this